Biggest challenge in working in intercollegiate athletics is managing the expectations of our different constituents, from our student athletes to our parents, alumni base, our coaches, our staff, our faculty members, and our entire campus community. Everybody looks at athletics as the front porch of the university, so making sure that we live up to the expectations and we're doing the right things for our student athletes and coaches. Without a doubt, the biggest reward in working in intercollegiate athletics is seeing our student athletes transform from freshmen into when they walk across that stage and they get their baccalaureate degree, and also seeing them be successful in the classroom and in the competitive arena. The most important skill I've developed is being an effective communicator, written and verbal, giving speeches, public speaking, working with our different constituent groups across the board, working with our student athletes and our coaches. That helps me be an effective leader. What I think about most at work and being an athletic director at this level is how do we put our student athletes and coaches in the best possible position to be successful. Best advice I was ever given was to be patient, number one. Big time is where you're at, and always connect the dots in terms of making sure that what I'm doing as an athletic director makes sense not only for our student athletes, our coaches, but we're operating within the fabric of the university. Best advice I can give based off my own personal experiences: number one, make sure you identify what you truly want to do. Make sure you identify your passion. Second is understand the sacrifices that you have to make in order to get there. And then number three, probably most important, is be patient. Be patient as you climb up the ladder in your career. Three keys to my own personal success is: number one, be an effective communicator. Number two, make sure I see things from the 30,000-foot level. And number three, be a servant leader for our student athletes and for our coaches and our staff. I'm keeping up with technology on campus because of our assistant athletic director for communications, Chuck Young. He does a great job of keeping me in the loop and in terms of social media and things that I need to do and be aware of to be an effective athletic director. Off campus in my personal life, I try to do my homework. Sometimes it's hard because technology is ever changing, but I try to do some research from time to time, and I keep up that way. What do I do to get away and balance between my professional and personal life? I love to spend time with my wife and my 6-year-old golden retriever named Bettis, after Jerome Bettis, the former Pittsburgh Steeler. I'm a big fan of movies and TV shows. The four people that come to mind in terms of the biggest influences in my career: number one, Jim Domovich, who was the commissioner of the Great Lakes Valley Conference. He was my athletic director at Quincy University. Graduated in 1997. In 1998, he took some time with me and basically laid out a game plan in terms of becoming an athletic director. Dan Guerrero is next. He's currently the athletic director at UCLA, but he was the athletic director at the University of California, Irvine, and that was my first job as director of club sports and special events there, and he really taught me how to look at the big picture and be patient, and he stressed to me that no matter where you go, big time is where you're at. Marcy Gurton taught me how to look at my career strategically and take certain steps within my career, and she was at TCU, and I first met her at NACDA, and now she's currently Chief of Staff at Texas A&M. And then finally, Dr. Stan Wilcox. I met him while I was working at Indiana University South Bend, NAI school, and I was an assistant athletic director, and he was a senior associate athletic director at the University of Notre Dame. He's currently now the athletic director at Florida State, but he taught me to don't be afraid to step out of my comfort zone. And he said that's the best way you can learn, the best way you can grow as a professional, if you're willing to step out of your comfort zone and learn new things. Without a doubt, the digital world and social media has changed the game and changed the landscape in terms of college athletics. You now see Division II, Division III, and NAI institutions that can market their programs, their products, their student athletes and the coaches effectively into a wide array of different constituents. Biggest thing I can see is that right now the participation rate for high school sports is off the charts. and it keeps getting bigger and bigger with more participants. So I can see some sports right now that are not considered varsity sports become varsity sports in the next 10 to 20 to 25 years, and I wouldn't be surprised if that happens and we see a few new varsity NCAA sports coming down the pipe. I want to thank NACDA for the opportunity to share some of the things I've been through and the experiences I've had working in this industry. NACDA, without a doubt, is a great organization. I found my mentors and other friends within this industry, and I hope and I know that NACDA will continue to grow and be successful.